The Ward Melville Symphonic Winds. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2022. Graduates and families, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance with Riley Meckley.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for Michael Gualtieri and the Star-Spangled Banner. Please be seated. Thank you so much, Michael. Allow me to introduce some very special guests today. First, our Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services and new Superintendent of Schools beginning next week, Dr. Kevin Scanlon. Town Councilman for Brookhaven, Board of Education Trustee, and parent of a graduate, Jonathan Kornreich. Dr. Xiaori Li, Board of Education Trustee. Board of Education Trustee, President Emerita, Irene Gish. Vice President of the Board of Education, Susan Rosenzweig. And now for our opening remarks from the President of the Board of Education, Deanna Bavlanka.
Good morning, graduates, parents, grandparents, family members, and friends here with us today, and those who will always be in our hearts. I would like to begin offering my heartfelt congratulations and thanks to Cheryl Petisich, who is retiring after being our leader since our graduates were in 4th grade. She is moving on like all of you, and I know we are in a better place because of her amazing leadership. Please enjoy your next journey, Cheryl. We will never forget you. Graduating students, I feel excitement, pride, joy, and the bittersweetness of watching all our children grow up and move on to the next phase of their lives. Three Village has given you your roots and wings and will always be your rock. I cannot begin to tell you how very proud of all of you, the Board of Education, and I am. During this pandemic, you have managed to accomplish so very much while being faced with a situation that none of us had to deal with when we were your age. You did it, and we did it together, and I know you are all ready to achieve more greatness. Be about action. Keep your eyes on your intentions. Don't let any outside distractions or your own insecurities stop you from achieving your goals. Embracing life's struggles will strengthen you. Your dreams have a brick path that will get paved every day, one brick at a time. You have dreams to fulfill and a world to change and a life to live. Take what your teachers have taught you throughout your last 13 years and put it to good use. Live a life that's empowering to you and don't compete with others. Stay calm. It's okay not to have everything figured out. Know that in time, you'll get there. Your disposition towards others is much more important than you may realize. People are attracted to those with a positive attitude and energy about them. One of the most important things to always remember is to listen to your gut. Trust in yourself, and there are always people who care about you that you can turn to for support and advice. In turn, be kind, open-minded, supportive of those who need you. Always follow through with your word, as your word reveals your character. I want to congratulate all of our amazing seniors graduating Ward Melville today. Congratulations to the class of 2022. You rock.
Thank you so much, President Pavlenka. Every year we give some special recognition to some very special people. But first I'd like to take a moment to tell all of you how proud I am of you. I have known almost every one of you since 10th grade. I've known half of you since I was your principal at Jolinas in 7th grade. I've known one of you for 18 years, 2 months, and 23 days. Congratulations to this class as I present a very special recognition at this time. Today's keynote speaker and special recognition goes to someone that President Pavlenka alluded to in her opening remarks. All of you know her, at least in one way. For 32 weeks, on a Monday and Friday at 5:15, you received a health-related message from a beautiful voice on the other side. Granted, after week 3, you probably hung up as I did, but you did hear this beautiful voice from time to time. Some of you actually had the opportunity to write to her and have some correspondence. What was written back to you was emblematic of the beautiful writings of Maya Angelou. If you had the opportunity to sit with her and have a conversation, you would have felt that you were within the grace and beauty of Audrey Hepburn. I will say that this is one of our heroes in this district for many, many years. In fact, part of her legacy is what she did for all of you when you were a junior. You would not have had the opportunity to come to school for 5 days a week safely if it were not for her bravery and foresight. This is part of her legacy. Part of the, I know, that definitely. And part of the legend, it will become folklore, is a guidance counselor that began her career here 40 years ago, never leaving our district, not a district resident, but devoting 4 decades of her life rising from guidance counselor through many different administrative positions to be our superintendent for the last 10 years. Allow me to award our special recognition and introduce our keynote speaker. For the last time in public, our superintendent of schools, Mrs. Cheryl Pedicic.
All I can say is, wow. Principal Bernhard and President Pavlenka, thank you for your very kind words and introduction. I am truly humbled. Good morning, and a warm and congratulatory welcome to our amazing 2022 graduates, their families, administration, and board trustees. Today we come together as a joyful school community to celebrate a most auspicious event. I feel particularly honored to address the class of 2022, as this will be my first and last graduation address. Having spent my lifelong career in Three Village, in a sense, I am graduating with you and feel a special connection as we continue into the next chapter of our journey. I want to begin by expressing my gratitude to our graduates and their families. Most of your high school years have been shrouded by an unrelenting pandemic, yet you demonstrated incredible resilience and a resolute spirit that continues to define and honor the personal fortitude and spirit of an extraordinary group of young adults. Prior to the start of this school year, I met with Assistant Principal Ciriolo, and he joined me with our 5 of our rising seniors, this year's graduates. And I know that he would agree that despite their chronological age, their insights conveyed a profound wisdom. In spite of the many challenges, obstacles, and restrictions imposed by the pandemic, they embodied courage and passion. Their choice of theme, United in Spirit, was emblematic of their hope and belief that we cannot be hindered in achieving our goals, and that banding together in unity, we will find our strength and spirit. We had much to learn from our students as they did from us, and together we continue to prevail as a district that celebrates unity, respect, and collective strength, led by the message invoked and exemplified by the class of 2022. In my many years as an educator, I have participated in numerous graduations and listened to myriad fervent and beautiful speeches. I know that each of you will receive important words of wisdom and guidance from those you respect, trust, and love. And so I leave that to those who in your life have made a special and everlasting impact. What I will share with you is what I've learned in my years as a counselor, administrator, mother, friend, and colleague, and that is to always care. It seems so simple in concept, and yet giving and showing care is deeply complex. It is about listening when you are exhausted, providing unconditional support when offering judgment would be so much easier, having empathy, understanding for those in need, and demonstrating courage when it would be easier to take the popular stance. As you proceed in your journey beyond high school, believe in your convictions and remain true to who you are, and always take time to care about others and yourself. As you go through life, you will meet many people. Some will be more permanent and others fleeting. And yet we must always be mindful that relationships are important and caring and kindness always matters. Many of you may be familiar with the adage, helping one person might not change the world, but it could change the world for one person. But many of you may not be familiar with the story I hope will illuminate the importance of taking the time to care, and that a unity of spirit may not always be obvious, but has enduring impact. I've shared this story with our staff, and with your indulgence, wish to share this story with you today. Charles Plum was a U.S. Navy jet pilot in Vietnam. After 75 combat missions, his plane was destroyed by a surface-to-air missile. Plum ejected and parachuted into enemy hands. He was captured and spent 6 years in a communist prison. He survived the ordeal and now lectures on lessons learned from that experience. One day, when Plum and his wife were sitting in a restaurant, a man at another table came up and said, "You're Plum. You flew jet fighters in Vietnam from the aircraft carrier Kitty Hawk. You were shot down." "How in the world did you know that?" asked Plum. "I packed your parachute," the man replied. Plum gasped in surprise and gratitude. The man pumped his hands and said, "I guess it worked." Plum assured him, "It sure did. If your chute hadn't worked, I wouldn't be here today." Plum couldn't sleep that night thinking about that man. Plum says, "I kept wondering what he might have looked like in a Navy uniform, a white hat, a bib in the back, and bell-bottom trousers. I wonder how many times I might have seen him and not even said, 'Good morning, how are you?' or anything, because you see, I was a fighter pilot. and he was just a sailor. Plum thought of the many hours the sailor had spent on a long wooden table in the bowels of the ship, carefully weaving the shrouds and folding the silks of each chute, holding in his hands each time the fate of someone he didn't know. Now Plum asks his audience, who's packing your parachute? Everyone has someone who provides what they need to make it through the day. Plum also points out that he needed many kinds of parachute when his plane was shot down over enemy territory: his physical parachute, his mental parachute, and his spiritual parachute. He called on all of these supports before reaching safety 6 years later. As you start the next chapter of your life, take time to recognize those who pack your parachute. And although it may not be obvious, you will have packed someone else's parachute. Together, we remain united in spirit. My very best to you always. I hope that every step of your journey is filled with joy, peace, success, and enduring relationships of trust, care, and love. Godspeed.
Thank you, Mrs. Pedicic. At this time, I would like to introduce, again, our Student Government President, Riley Meckley.
Good morning, everyone. Reflecting on the last 3 years, one thing that amazes me is how much life has happened within this building. One high school, yet 559 of us have made our own stories, each taking a unique path. Here, we sit today in our caps and gowns, ending one journey and preparing for the next. Today, I ask you to reflect on the memories you have made. Can you believe that just 3 nights ago, this school was transformed into an amazing prom for us? This is just one example of how Ward Melville gave us opportunities to find our passion and inspiration for what we dedicated our time to. Classes, concerts, sports, music and theater productions, club activities, friendships, and more. Without a doubt, our class has amazing potential. One thing we have all learned is no matter how you plan for the future, it is never clear. But what is certain is that we have the power to control our attitude and outlook for whatever is thrown our way. Personally, I have learned that nothing good ever comes from being comfortable. In fact, some of the most rewarding moments of our life may first start as uncomfortable situations. We will learn that there is no script for life. The future lies before us golden and unexplored. Many of us will end up with careers that don't even exist right now. A few days ago, we visited our elementary schools, and it got me thinking. When we were just starting kindergarten, certain occupations were not even invented yet, including app developer, drone operator, Uber drivers, cloud computing, and even streaming services did not exist. With the ever-changing advances in modern technology, we must evolve and keep our options open. I can't even begin to imagine what the next decade will bring in terms of occupations. But I am confident that many Ward Melville graduates will be at the forefront of many of them. This year, as president, I worked very hard to increase school spirit. One of these ways was to bring back our mascot, Mr. Patriot. You may have seen him walking the hallways, attending athletic competitions in the school or on the gym, and look, he's even here today. Hello, Mr. Patriot. He's come to say goodbye to all the seniors. He was seen at pep rally, homecoming, and so many more school events. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not only Mr. Patriot coming to say goodbye to us, but today, we are also wishing him farewell. You see, the class of 2022's senior gift is a new, updated, Mr. Patriot mascot costume. So this is farewell for this mascot. Next year, there will be a new one. Thank you, Mr. Patriot. May the mascot continue to foster Patriot pride for many years to come. Finally, to the senior class, my wish for you is that your life becomes all that you want it to be. May your dreams stay big and your worries stay small. May the rest of your life be the best of your life. Thank you so much for the memories, everyone. It was truly an honor for me to serve as your... I promised I wouldn't cry. It was truly an honor for me to serve as your student government president. It is truly something I will never forget, and I've enjoyed working and meeting each and every one of you. Just remember, once a patriot, always a patriot. Congratulations to the class of 2022.
Truly remarkable. Allow me to introduce the Ward Melville class of 2022 Salutatorian, Alexander Lynn.
Thank you, Mr. Bernhard. Good morning, everyone. It is my honor to speak before you all today. First, I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has made the last 13 years of our lives possible. To our teachers, thank you for being such influential mentors throughout our years in Three Village and sharing your incredible wealth of knowledge with us. To our administrators, and notably our retiring superintendent, Mrs. Pedisich, thank you for your everlasting support for our education, extracurriculars, and overall well-being. And last but not least, to our parents, thank you for your unwavering commitment to raising us to become the best versions of ourselves and guiding us through any obstacles that have come our way. Now, the speakers who have stood here before me have all talked about their class's response to the pandemic. But I'd like to contend that our class, the class of 2022, has had a different battle. While the previous two classes have had at least 1 year of what one would consider a normal high school experience, we have not had that luxury. Our sophomore year was cut short by a then mysterious and proliferating virus, while our junior and senior years were disrupted by masks, social distancing, and online learning. We saw the implementation of an altered sports season, where suddenly fall came after winter and spring after fall, and we became acclimated with a variety of new virtual platforms. Yet, amidst the chaos, our class has reached heights that are unmatched by our predecessors. Much of our class's success can be credited to our internalization of two core values: resilience and understanding. Despite the myriad challenges that have been hurled our way, we persevered to make the most out of what we were given and to strove to accomplish our best. Members of our class have been recognized at prestigious science and research competitions, lifting Ward Melville's InStar and Science Olympiad programs to new levels. Our yearbook team and athletes have earned high marks on the national stage, and we have fostered the next generation of professionals through DECA and HOSA, while extending a helping hand to the Three Village community through Key Club and NHS. No matter how many times we were knocked down by sickness, cancellations, or quarantines, we jumped right back up and proved that our class will be remembered not only for our incredible accomplishments, but also for our unwavering resilience. Our class can also be noted for its unique knack for understanding. When school reopened, we understood that, despite our differing opinions, our administration's detailed plan was the best way to ensure in-person learning in a safe environment. We understood that online competitions and abridged sports seasons were the most practical ways that we could still participate in the activities that we loved. And most importantly, we understood that the diversity of talent, values, and interests that is inherent to the Ward Melville student body, and respected the choices that we each made for ourselves. Today, as we end one chapter of our lives and prepare to embark on the next, I hope we will all continue to embody the ideals of resilience and understanding. The challenges that our generation face are daunting and time-sensitive, and they've only been exacerbated by the deepening divisions that plague both our country and our world. Divisions that have been brought to the forefront of our lives in just the last several days. But I've already seen what we have as a class could have accomplished as high schoolers, and with our resolute determination, I'm confident that this class is well equipped to tackle grander issues in the future. And finally, to all the graduates, as you go out into the world, always remember this: keep looking forward. While it's important to learn from your mistakes and do a bit of self-reflection, always focus more on what you can do in the future than what you could or should have done in the past. So, class of 2022, go out there, go chase your wildest dreams, and explore the countless opportunities at your fingertips. And most importantly, go be a beacon of positive change. Congratulations once more to the class of 2022, and best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you, Alex. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the class of 2022 Ward Melville High School Valedictorian, Claire Yang.
Okay, hi everyone. I'd like to start out by saying thank you to everyone who has helped us all make it this far. To the teachers who have poured their hearts into helping us students grow and learn. To the club advisors who take extra time to provide a space for us to pursue our passions. To the administration and all the staff who work tirelessly to make sure Ward Melville runs as smoothly as it does. And finally, to the parents who have supported us, guided us, and loved us unconditionally over these tumultuous past years. On behalf of the class of 22, we are infinitely grateful to all of you, and Ward Melville would not be the place it is without your presence. And now on to the main event. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Today, we celebrate and recognize the amazing achievements, memories, and experiences that have defined our last 3 years. Today, we celebrate all of you, your spirit, kindness, diligence, and creativity. I've met some of the most brilliant people here at Ward Melville, and I can confidently say, class of 2022, we are the future. We're the future of science, music, business, mathematics, sports, art, politics, but more than that, we're the future of innovation, creation, scholarship, leadership, and education. And hearing all this, you might think, wow, that's a lot of big words and a lot of pressure, because immediately our brains will jump to doctors, CEOs, roaring stadiums for sports and music superstars, presidents, and Nobel Prize winners. I and 100 other people can tell every single one of you that you have the potential to achieve amazing things. I know how bright and driven our class is. We are visionaries with big ideas. It goes without saying that the future is in phenomenal hands. But more than that, this is a class of people that can inspire change and goodness in others. I've seen it firsthand, from the late nights with the players, painting sets and singing songs, to the cheers from the stand and chanting crowds at sports games. Every single person here today carries with them tenacity, kindness, and courage. Now, about a week ago, we had the elementary school walkthrough where we had the opportunity to meet past teachers and relive our childhood memories. As we passed through the halls, the younger students clapped and cheered beside us, their eyes shining with some kind of indescribable hope and admiration. And I remember thinking, man, these third graders don't know how good they have it. Smaller chairs, smaller responsibilities, but still the same big dreams. But what I'm realizing now is that I don't think I grasped how good we have it right now either. So instead of thinking of this speech as a send-off for the future, also think of it as a love letter to the past. a toast to memories already made, and also to the ones yet to come. Now, I was previously planning on ending this speech here, but in light of recent events, I would be remiss to end before addressing the Supreme Court's decision to overturn the landmark Roe v. Wade case. I implore you all to be respectful and cognizant. I implore you all to be respectful and cognizant of the values and circumstances of others and make decisions with kindness, empathy, and integrity. I said earlier that we all have the capability to create change, but it's up to each of you to exercise this capability and make the world a better place. So sometimes it can feel like the weight of the world is on our shoulders. So yes, it's true, we are the future, but we are also the past and the present. My advice to you all is this: remember the small joys, a beautiful sky, a friend's smile, the pleasant smell of an unexpected flower, or the feeling of an amazing hug. And in 20 years, when you look back on your time at high school, you won't be remembering the pressure, the near fails, or the stress. You will simply remember youth, fleeting, vibrant, and colorful. As poet Ross Gay once said, "We must study joy so we can love each other better. While we will undoubtedly be the warriors of our generation, let us also be warriors of warmth and joy." Thank you.
Thank you so much, Claire. In just a moment, we will do our most special part of today, the presentation of diplomas and reading of the names. I would be remiss if I did not mention today that this is not only a day where so many of our dignitaries are here as representatives of the school district, but we feel the emotion that you feel as parents today. I know I do as a parent of a graduate. I'm certain that Mr. Kornreich does. I'm certain that Mrs. Rosenzweig, our vice president, does. Mrs. Bavlinka does. And even we have a grandmother of a graduate, Mrs. Gish, as well. So we are with you today and feeling this wonderful moment in time. I would like to thank our head of the custodial unit and the custodians for all their hard work, Mr. James Walker. Our head of security, Rob Mallins, thank you for making this a wonderful day. Our clerical head for graduation, Alexis Caruso, thank you for making this happen. And now I'd like to introduce the person who will read our names today, the assistant principal in charge of graduations. He has been doing this now for 2 years, but he has done more graduations than anyone in the history of Ward Melville, as in 2020 he had to do 11. Mr. Ceriola is a class act, and we'd like to congratulate him. He will become the new principal of Murphy Junior High School this July. Without further ado, Mr. Ceriola.
Thank you, Mr. Bernhardt, and congratulations again to all our graduates and families. So, graduates, as it is my distinct honor to read your names. When I read your name, please make your way up the red carpet to greet Mr. Bernhardt and receive your diploma cover. You'll continue to the sidewalk to my left on the north side of the building, where there's an outline of a pair of shoes where you'll have your photograph taken. So without further ado, let's begin. Annabelle Abramson. Michael Accardi. Rosa Estela Acosta Jimenez. Olivia Adams. Alec Aguinaldo. Adam Albert. Roman Alfano. Reese Allister. Nora Alam. Luke Allen. Sophia Altamirano. Laura Amador Vargas. Troy Amari. Isabella Amato. Kate Ancona. Donald Anderson. Violet Andriano. Gianna Andrews. Michael Anino Jr. Tia Atwa. Carlos Avalos. Anastasia Bias. James Baldy. Sean Barilli. Eric Pavlenka. Claire Bacchini. Claire Bacchina, my apologies. Olivia Bacchina. Claire Becker. Alyssa B. Elizabeth Benke. Alexis Bell. Julia Bell. Ophir Ben Shyman. Jake Bernhard, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Dakota Binder. Joshua Bittman. Ashley Bjorklund. Dylan Bolin. Jacob Bolin. Sarah Bonventure. Trey Boyd. Michael Boyson. Amani Bramble. Phoebe Brenner. Sean Brereton. Hannah Brockman. Jonathan Brooks. Faith Bruchert. Enzo Brunn. Caroline Bruno. Dylan Bubb. Aaron Burston. Derek Bushman. Jonathan Busa. Jennifer Cabrera. James Cabrera. Brittany Cahill. Christian Caltabiano. Anthony Campagna. Alexander Campbell. Angelina Capello. Elizabeth Carosha. Neil Carpino, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Francis Carroll. Aiden Case. Daniel Case. Hazel Cash. Adriana Cavato. Connor Cesare Fate. Daniel Shakal Jimenez. Debbie Chan. Daniel Chen. Hang Yan Chen. Jessica Chen. Kevin Chen. Matthew Chen, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Rashika Cheravarala. Gabriel Choi, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Natalia Cho. Timothy Chu. Ho Young Chung, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Jean Chung. Nicholas Sinelli. Sarah Grace Cohas. Michael Comerford. Stephanie Compitello. Ryan Connolly. Olivia Connors. Matthew Constantino. Lucas Constantino. Michael Cornish. Samantha Korpak. Christina Corrado. Christopher Corsito. Dane Cosby. Cameron Costa. John Coop. Santino Crespo. Andres Cuervo Torres. John Colaton. Dylan Cusimano. Sophia De Leo. Cara Daly. Elizabeth Dang. Kate Daniels. Jason Dank. David Danowski. Michael Dargan. Ashley Diversa. Jordan Dazzo. Peyton DeMeo. Isabella De Rose. Ryan DiCrescenzo. Brian Della Porta. Robert DiCarlo. Francis Di Domenico. Thomas Di Gennaro. Jenna Di Gennaro. Matthew Quinn Dillon. Gabriel Dixon. Kevin Dolan. Catherine Donetsky. Sean Donnelly. Andrew D'Onofrio, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Kyla Dowdy. Christopher Dramis. Justin Durko. Benjamin Eckstein. Eleanor Ehrlich. Rachel Ehrlich. Emma Elgott. Thomas Engel. John Erickson. Julia Ehrlich. Elias Fasolis. Omar Fathi. John Fee. Mackenzie Furdon. Christopher Filiberto. Daphna Feinberg. Jessica Finelli. Shannon Finn. Connor Finnerty. Ian Fisher. Mary Fisher. Ryan Fitzsimons. James Flockhart. Kristen Flynn. Tyler Flynn. Justin Folkman. Nolan Fontana. Allison Fortier, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Abigail Foster. Noelle Foster. Sophia Fouché. Connor Frank. Alexander Frazier. Riley Froreich. Maxwell Ferrer. Michael Giacovino. Michael Gain. Eric Galinkin. Paul Gallagher, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Aiden Goller, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Marissa Gilazzi. Jason Gayo. Andres Garcia. David Garcia. Christian Garcia Esteve. Milena Gargano. Gregory Gara. Owen Gavigan. Ivan Gee, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Jake Geiger. Samuel Gerard. Gianna Geronimo. Nicholas Gilson. Kayla Giaffre. Aiden Giordano. Caitlin Giordano. Jillian Geronda. Samuel Gilson. Sally Glajanek. Megan Jim Trasowitz. Jordan Goddard. Jackson Golub. Tristan Good. Erin Garl. Joella Gracie. Jenna Graff. Emily Greek. Hayden Grego. Haley Gregorvius. Emily Grillo. Michael Galtieri. Seniz Guklu. Austin Gumbes. Syrinja Gumadavelli. Jessica Guo, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Ann Gursky. Hunter Guthie. Julia Hackford. Daniel Hallisey. Kate Halpin. Alana Harrigan. Sienna Hart. John Hayes. William Hayes. James Heidenreich. Emma Hines. Caitlin Hernandez. Maximo Hernandez. Holly Hessner. Peter Hildebrand. Ryan Himmelsbach, Distinguished Honors Graduate. Emma Holman. Virginia Holt. Alexa Horan. Julia Horan. Joshua Horvath. Andrew Howell. Linus Hussein Beatty. David Huang. John Huber. Katrina Hune. Emma Houston. Gregory Indelicato. Todd Janney. Kenzie Jernigan. Jack Jesperson. Alana John. Tyler John. Edwin Hollis. Deepak Kadur, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Stella Canis. Lily Kaminsky. Mahima Karanth. Catherine Karlova. Sarah Kahn. Juliana Klee. Sophie Klein. Allison Knott. Matar Konar. Ryan Kordick. Lydia Kornefel. Sophia Kornreich. Luke Corson. Isabel Kosocial Kowalski. Kate Croddockville. Jenna Krebs. Avery Kuhn. Dinu Bisrati Kumrahi Diridaban. Wilson Kutch. Brian Kuzma. Sean LePeters. Victoria Laguerre. Taylor Lake. Zachary Latour. Matthew Laurentino. Dylan Lauro. Ashley Lawrence. Isabella Lazzarini. Maya Lillet. Sarah Lecluse. Yushen Li. Yuguang Li. William Lair. Kyle Lewis. David Liang, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Zachary Lickolvie. Lauren Leibowitz. Christian Levano. Alexander Lin, Distinguished Honor Graduate Salutatorian. Andrew Lin. Julia Lingenfelter. Samantha Lips. Amy Liu, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Ashley Liu. Carolyn Liu, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Kelly Liu. Ryan Locarney. Ryan Locarney. James Logedice. Timothy Long. Tasnim Lockman. Juliana Lorber. Ava Lowry. Tyler Lugo. Alessandro London Rodriguez. Amber Luo, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Hannah Lupo. Anki Ma. Ziki Catherine Ma. Jack McBrien. Lucia McCarthy. Gabriel McCarthy. Jenna Mady. Luke Marr. Avery Mahmood. Zachary Mainhard. Brendan Mallow. Abigail Malauco. Sophia Menino, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Faraz Makbul. Gabriella Makarian. Gregory Marshall. Justin Martell. Joshua Martin. Devin Marashu. James Mason. Laura Massaro. Konstantinos Mastrokolos. Ryan Matheson. Lindsay Matheson. Connor Matthews. Haley Matthews. Nicole Matthews. Ashley Moran. Elizabeth McCaffrey. Erin McCann. Shay McCoy, Distinguished Honor Graduate. James McGarity. Julian McGrath. John Paul McIntosh. Lily McMacken. Abigail McVicker. Riley McKay. Riley Meckley. Arash Mehta. Michael Mencaroni. Michael Mencaroni. Stephen Menz. Christopher Menz. Zachary Metz. Jordan Meyer. Nicholas Meyer. Perry Mecheva. Lily Mignon. Diana Milazzo. Jack Miller. Megan Miller. Natalie Miller. Torin Mitchell. Greenlee Modica. Gianna Molfetta. Michael Monez. Nicholas Monfredo. Lydia Monito. Jason Monopoly. Genesis Montero. Andrew Monti. Marin Monturi. Alexa Moore. Angelique Moore. James Moore. Gabriel Morales. Tyler Morales. Sydney Morrison. Brendan Milady. Sophia Mulligan. Anna Marie Munoz. Colin Murphy. Jesselyn Murphy. Sarah Murphy. Joseph Murtha. Cole Napolitano. Malia Nauman. Liam Neary. Andrew Nicholson. John Nicholson. Camalia Navar. Kieran O'Brien. Megan O'Brien. Liam O'Leary. Logan O'Leary. Chukwudufu Obi. Emeka Okiyama. Mason Oliega. Riley Oliver. Stephen Orland. Victoria Oraves. Isabella Hospital. Jacob Pace. Isabel Paglia. Vishuddha Pankole. Vincent Panettiere. Noah Paoletti. John Park. Jordan Pavlchek. Sydney Pavlchek. Jacob Pearson. Cody Pellerito. Mannion Pessier. Kelsey Petoskey. Michael Petracco. Marta Petrone. Jacob Petruzzi. June Piazza. Dean Pietromonaco. Jada Pluges. Christopher Pluges. Yana Podobidov, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Olivia Pollock. Lucas Poole. Isabella Posilico. Christian Powell. Victor Pritchlick. Christopher Prussin. Courtney Quinn. Jane Radke. Lynn Radzinski. Gianna Rafferty. Danielle Racure. Rahul Ram, Distinguished Honor Graduate. John Ramul. That's John Ramaldu. David Ramos. Malin Raup. Harrison Reduto. Liam Riley. Thomas Robato. Jenna Riccardi. Matthew Richmond. Victoria Riddle. Isabella Ridge. Craig Rios. Julia Rios Palma. Jennifer Ripa. Megan Rodier. John Rodriguez Cedeno. Aiden Rogers. Angelise Roman. Kayla Romano. Charles Romeo. Javier Romero. Brooke Ronca. Emily Ronca. Justin Ronzoni. Robert Rose. Erez Rosenband. Harrison Rosenzweig. Matthew Rotoli. Winfred Roundtree. Tyler Ruffini. Hannah Ruffner. Mandy Ruiz Pilaga. Molly Russell. Christina Sabadak. Kira Sabatini. Gabriela Salgado. Mercedes Solomon. Marianne Samliak. Amber Sanchez. Elizabeth Sanders. Ryan Sanders. Vanna Sanders. Rita Sani. Ava Santamaria. Justin Santana. Danielle Savicki. Anna Schaeffler. Ethan Schatz. Ashley Schiller. Michael Schindler. Jason Schmidt. Kirsten Schmidt. Brian Schriffen. Christopher Sclafani. Malaya Scully. Karen Shaw. Brandon Shank. Elizabeth Shannon. Safwan Shavaz. Riley Sheridan. Ebony Shields. Wes Silverman. Soham Singh. Prisha Singhal, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Alex Sittler. Emily Slavin. Jack Sloat. Andrew Smith. Cameron Smith. Daniel Smith. Julian Smith. Grace Schmreck. Daniel Sobel. Victoria Soho. Zachary Stein. Amanda Stevens. Nicholas Stecker. Xander Straight. Ariana Stuno Gilbride. Nicholas Steuven. Davi Schuchmacher. James Tarpey. Matthew Tortomella. Cameron Tomasiccio. Paul Tomolino. Brendan Tosquione. Ashwin Trejo. Irene Tu. Ryan Tucker. Benjamin Tuckman. Leo Turner. Gavin Tweedy. Ryan Tyler. Julia Valenti. James Van Vechten. Paige Van Vechten. Narek Vardanyan. Sangita Vari. Jonathan Verbisi. Matthew Verby. Gwendolyn Vest. Andrew Vicari. Christopher Villela. Melissa Vinvenzio. Brooke Volpicella. Brooke Vulo. Kieran Wackett. Matthew Walker. Andrew Wang. Tracy Wang. Sophia Wankmuller. Brooke Ward. Jake Weinstein. Noah Weisman. Shayna Wertheim. Caitlin Wexelbaum. Gerald Williams. Xavier Wilson. Ryan Wynn. Jacqueline Winslow. Paget Witalis. John Paul Wong. Sarah Wood. Colin Woods. Nolan Woods. Jack Woodworth. Jacqueline Wu. Yanfeng Wu. Robin Jiang. Jayana Yabat. Claire Yang, Distinguished Honor Graduate, Valedictorian. Noel Jovino. Quan Yuan. Lindsay Zazelik. Rachel Zhang. William Zhang, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Raymond Zhao. Lillian G, Distinguished Honor Graduate. Jonathan Zhou. Donald Zukowski. Ari Zucker. Dylan Zumo. Carolina Zvokel. Emma Zweisowitz. Ladies and gentlemen, how about another big round of applause for our Ward Melville 2022 graduates.
How about another round of applause for Mr. Ceriola reading 550 names? Families, please be seated. Graduates, rise. At this time, by the power invested in me in New York State, do not throw your caps until we have Alexa come up. Don't do that yet. But by the power invested in me, the state of New York, I now proclaim you graduates of Ward Melville High School. Now, our class of 2022 representative for the turning of tassels, Alexa Moore.
Good morning, everyone. The moment you've all been waiting for is now at hand. Parents and guests, get your cameras ready for the turning of our tassels. This is going to make a great photo op. To my fellow classmates, would you all please rise? On the count of 3, please turn your tassels from right to left. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now you can throw them.
Congratulations, class of 2022. You've done it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming to our graduation. Have a great summer. Thanks.